Sharks, sharks. What are sharks? Where did they come from? Is this shark really that good at gambling? And why do I owe so many of them loans? These are the questions that many people have asked over thousands of millennia. Today, in this 6-hour documentary, we will be going over the complex history of the shark. During 164,965 BCE, the Kawanai lizard people had split into two factions due to their disagreements over whether they should pelt their children with a new form of tool known as rocks, or to harness the power of nature by crossing a lawnmower with a paper bag filled with the hatred of thousands of fish. Ultimately, the defecting Kawanai lizard people would become the Hextalorian Scale Legion of what would be known as Tennessee, where the joke, "You are the only 10 I see," had not been invented, and the world was a better place. The Hextalorian people would to breed their lawnmower fish hybrid and entrain them to roam the lands, killing everything in their way.
3 hours later.
Asterisk read in a sad voice, asterisk. Why did she leave me? Why? It's not my fault. Her twin sister tricked me. They look exactly the same. I didn't do anything wrong. Did the scriptwriter give me the wrong paper? No? Are you sure? Well, all right. I get paid by the word, so this is on you. Her sister tricked me. She told me she won't mind. She wants you to do my dishes. Ridiculous. How could I fall for such a simple...
Hey fishermen, Aqua Duelist here, and today guys, I'm going to show y'all some combos and give y'all some tips on basically how to play Shark, Kragen, and Troll. Absolutely love the deck. Link in the description down below to the deck profile if you guys want to see that. But overall, this deck is really solid. It's not really like a go big, go home like Sharks used to be. Now it's more, I feel like, this really nice mid-ground, just controlled deck. It's got decent little toolbox of options, which is really nice. Altogether, it's a solid rogue deck. I really do love it, and I've just had a lot of competitive success with it in the past. So we're going to go ahead and jump into some combo tutorials for you guys. Alright fishermen, so the first thing that I want to show you guys is the 2-card combo for this deck, and I feel like this is probably the best 2-card combo, honestly. For this, you need a Buzzsaw Shark and a White Mirror. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to summon the Buzzsaw Shark. We're going to use Buzzsaw Shark's effect, target himself, to summon the Silent Angler from the deck. You are then going to XC summon Bahamut Shark. This combo will get you 3 negates. You're going to detach specifically the Silent Angler to summon a Toad. Put that there. From here, you're going to use the White Mirror. Summon the Silent Angler in Grave, and then you will specifically also summon you will grab a Silent Angler from your deck and add it to your hand. You will then special summon the Silent Angler in your hand. XC. Second Bahamut Shark. Detach to get you a second Toad. From here, you're going to XC summon using the 2 Bahamut Sharks, the materials under them. Go to Grave, scooch this in a little closer, and you are going to grab the Utopic Future and exceed that. Then from here, you're going to go for Utopic Draco and XC Utopic Draco. Now right there, you've gotten 3 negates off of 2 cards, specifically 2 Omni negates, which can basically take whatever they negate and set it. And then you have Utopic Draco here, which is a monster negate. That's also a Snatch Steal. And what's cool about him is the fact that he has some really insane protection. He can't be destroyed by battle or card effects. So he's kind of hard to out. One of the best ways to out him is to kaiju him. Just being honest. But off of 2 cards, that's really freaking good, and you're honestly in a really, really good position. Now, what makes it even better is, let's say you have either like an Ash in your hand, an Imperm in your hand, or even Gozen match, depending on the matchup. This up here already good and just really strong board. But then in tandem with these, oh, that's some nasty stuff right there. That is some really nasty shit. So even in this particular board, if you drop or if you have the Gozen, you can still go ahead and set it. Because I've won 2 games out of my last 2 tournaments doing this. Basically what I would do is I would use the Toads, and then once I'm left with the Draco future, flip the Gozen. Even though I can't summon water, if they can't out the Utopic Draco, depending on the matchup, this could be a serious problem. And both times I've done it, I've had my opponent scoop. So that's just something I want to share to, consider. Like, even if you draw the Gozen and make this board, like, still go ahead and set it, because it can still be detrimental. Before we go into the next combos, I want to show and explain what these do in particular, because in some of the combos I'm going to show you guys that use Dream Shark or Abyss Shark, this can basically take the place of them, and I just want to explain what you do. So basically what you do is you activate the Foolish Burial Goods, and you send Ice Barrier from the deck to the grave. You're going to use Ice Barrier's effect in the grave to basically banish itself, and you can send either Dream Shark or Abyss Shark from deck to grave, and then you can actually add the one you send from the grave to the hand. Technically you can send either of them to the grave, and then you can add any water monster from grave to hand. But just, for the sake of the video, I just wanted to clarify this real quick. So basically you're playing 5 Dream Sharks and 6 Abyss Sharks, and I just wanted to clarify that before we go into the next combos. Alright, fishermen, so the next combo that I'm going to show you guys is Dream Shark and Abyss Shark. It's really cool, little 2-card combo. It's not as good as the one that's Buzzsaw and White Mirror, but it's still actually really good. So, first thing you want to do, special summon the Dream Shark. Dream Shark is great. You can special summon it whether you have no monsters or if you have water monster. It's just really good. This will make all of your water monsters or all your water extenders live. You will then special the Abyss Shark and use the effect. I mean, it's all one effect, but you'll grab the Buzzsaw Shark. From here, go ahead and XZ these for Nash Knight. From here, go ahead and normal the Buzzsaw Shark, use the effect to target itself, special summon a level 4 from the deck. For the sake of this, we're just going to use whatchamacallit? Why can't I think of it? Silent Angler. But honestly, in this case, Lifeless Leaf Fish would probably be the better bet, because when the materials from this go to grave, and then if these, end up going to grave, you can basically have a Lifeless Leaf Fish set in the grave to later get you a draw 1 and some recyclability. You're then going to XCs into Stealth Kragen. So what's going on here? Well, we have Kragen, which makes your opponent's monsters water, and pop a monster they control and burn. It's a quick effect. And then you also have the Nash Knight. Because you have a number monster on the field, it's basically a quick effect to detach both materials, attach a Silent Honor Arc from your extra deck to it as material, and then you also just attach a monster your opponent controls. It's just really, really good freaking monster removal. Now, if you have the Gozen match, well, this board gets a lot stronger. Because now your opponent's going to be locked into water, and the fact that you just have 2 removal cards is kind of insane. Personally, what I would do in this case first is actually go for the Nash Knight. Use the effect to basically, detach the 2, equip opponent's detach the 2, attach a Silent Honor Arc, and then attach a opponent's monster. And then on your turn, when your turn comes back, you can follow this up and essentially exceeds full armored crystal 0 Lancer on that. And this thing is going to be really big and beefy and basically helps you push for game. On top of that too, if it would be destroyed, you can detach material to protect it. So it's just kind of like the best thing to go after, after doing the Nash Knight. And then if you really want to, you can go ahead and go into Zeus. So you effectively get like a 4 material Zeus if needed. This is basically how you're going to want to make Zeus in the deck. That's just, Nash Knight is your Chalky 9, and then Crystal 0 is your Borbo, essentially, and then there you go. That's just another way to really go about that. I kind of like it better than the Zodiac package, because the Zodiac's not being water was altogether just a little weird to play with. Next combo that I want to show you guys is basically a way to draw 2 and not lose like field presence in a sense. I actually really love doing this little combo. Nobody really kind of expects it. It's just overall kind of nice. So first off, you want to normal summon the Lifeless Leaf Fish. You're going to use the effect to go ahead and send the right hand shark from deck to grave. And then you're going to go ahead and activate the Moray of Avarice from your hand. Banish the Lifeless Leaf Fish. Draw 2 cards. Now, since you have no monsters on the field, you can actually go ahead and use the grave effect of Right Hand Shark to special summon. And you've effectively drawn 2 cards, and now all of your extenders are alive. It's a neat little combo. It has, in a couple times, given me enough gas to particularly win games. There's been times where I've drawn Gozen match off of this, and Gozen plus Kragen is just game. That's just how it is. It's really strong lock. And then other times I've just drawn basically like Ash or Imperm with a water extender. You guys kind of get the idea. It's just a nice little way to essentially dig deeper in your deck without losing your normal summon in a sense. Because the right hand shark will end up just replacing the Lifeless Leaf Fish that you normal summoned. So it's not like a terrible combo, but I do feel like it is something to know. Another little combo you can do with Moray of Avarice, another good target is Dream Shark. So because Dream Shark can special summon itself, whether you control no water monsters or you have water monsters, you can just special summon it and then use the Moray of Avarice to basically banish it and draw 2. That's also another pretty good option. There's been, I think, 2 or 3 times in particular where I basically would get like open like this or a I can't think of it. Foolish Burial Goods, and then like this, and basically like no monsters. So in that scenario, doing the little combo I just showed you, special summoning and banish, Essentially drawing you 2 more cards without using your normal summon, also not terrible. Basically just replacing these 2 cards in your hand. It's another neat little thing that you can do. I felt like that was also just kind of worth mentioning. I do feel like Mori of Avarice is a solid like 2 of. But when you're going second, at least when I'm going second, I always side this out because it's like, you know, doesn't really do too much. I would like to see, you know, my board breakers and such instead of this going second. So, great going first, going second, it's the first thing I side out. Now, watching this video, I think you guys have clearly seen that Buzzsaw Shark is a 1-card rank 4. But the thing is, Lifeless Leaf Fish is a 1-card Kragen, and if you guys don't know or understand that, I'm going to show you guys. Definitely something y'all need to know. So you're going to normal summon Lifeless Leaf Fish. I'm going to use the effect, send Crystal Shark from deck to grave. You're going to use Crystal Shark's effect in grave to target the Lifeless Leaf Fish, half the attack, special summon. Crystal Shark, like Abyss Shark, has the same effects where it can be used as a level 3 or 4 for the XC summon of a number monster. So from here, you're just going to XC summon into Stealth Kragen. It's just another little one card combo to get into a Stealth Kragen. It's not like it's not the best thing ever, but you know, it is what it is. Something you still want to know if you're going to play this deck. Alright, fishermen, so the last thing I want to share with you guys is not a combo tutorial, but rather a mini guide on how to fully utilize Torpedo Takedown here. Because if you guys watch deck profile, I know I talked about this, but I want to go like a full in-depth on how to really fully utilize this card so you can win games. Because this card has a lot of really cool applications that can help you win games. And I feel like this card really just kind of came out ahead of its time. You know, came out in Eternity Code. We didn't have Stealth Kragen at the time. We didn't have, you know, like the Ice Barrier engine. You know, so like nobody was really using Foolish Burial Goods. And, you know, at the time we weren't thinking about this card. This card just kind of went straight under the radar. We all just kind of forgot about it. So if you're not familiar with Torpedo Takedown here, its effects are you can basically target an XC you control, you detach material, and then you burn your opponent for 400 times the amount of cards in your hand. So if you had like 4 cards, you're going to burn them for 1600. And then that monster you detach the material from gains that much attack for the turn. So really cool. And then it's got a second effect where if it's in the grave, you can banish it in a water Xyz monster and draw 2 cards. So that's also really freaking nice. Basically helps close out games, and then basically also adds draw power, which is always freaking nice. So first thing I do want to say is, let's say you have a Foolish Burial Goods here, and you don't need access to that Abyss Shark. Let's say like Abyss Shark's already in your hand, and you really don't need the Dream Shark. Well, you can go ahead and send Torpedo Takedown. You know, that's not a bad option. That sets you up to basically draw for 2 next turn, most likely, which is honestly really good. One of the things I do want to say is, in that scenario, let's say you also do make the Bahamut Toad. Well, for Toad, what you can basically just do is, you know, when Toad goes to the grave, you know, you negate something that goes to the grave. Rather than sending this Toad back to the extra deck, you could go ahead and, like, grab a, like, Buzzsaw Shark or, like, Abyss Shark. You know, one of your, like, really good, like, 1-card starters or extenders, and just add that back to hand instead of this. And then you can basically, you know, banish this with, you know, your Torpedo Takedown and draw 2. and then, you know, you could basically make like a Abyss Dweller to boost your monster's attack, and, you know, hopefully just go for game. That's an option. One thing too I do want to point out is, let's say you had like Stealth Kragen. You could basically detach a material off of Stealth Kragen, and then let's say, you know, I had a game last week where I made a Kragen doing like a bit, you know, with the buzzsaw, and went for, you know, the Abyss, what you call it? Not Abyss, Silent Angler, and I basically had the Gozen, so I just kept, you know, those in hand, and then when it came back to my turn, I went ahead, activated this, had like 3 cards in hand, I think it was, yeah, 3 cards, burning for 1200, and this gains 1200. So, yeah, that was pretty nice. And then, let's say you also have Abyss Shark on this as material. Well, Abyss Shark's effects, or Abyss Shark has an effect where for the first time a number monster you control would do, that's used for material for, would do battle, inflict double damage to that opponent. So, like these two in tandem can really fucking close out a game. Like, it's disgusting. I did that once, really freaking nice. But as far as like using this to like boost one of my monster's attack to close out game, I think it happened like 4 times, I want to say. Last 2 tournaments. First one was 4 rounds. Second one was 5 rounds. Basically had like 3 games each round, so 3 times 9. So yeah, like you guys can do the math. A lot of really cool things that you can do with this card. You just want to be smart with it. You never want to just like straight shotgun it. Maybe if you did like, you know, like a Bahamut Toad, you know, like, I guess, I don't know, like if you had like this in hand, made like a Bahamut Toad, like honestly, you know, using this on like the Bahamut Shark wouldn't be a terrible idea, because then, you know, Toad goes to grave. And, you know, this won't have any more materials on it, so getting that draw 2 with this would be really nice, honestly. Like, that's, you know, just another little thing. Just be smart about this card, and you'll do really good with it. Just don't ever just straight shotgun it. It's one of those things where the more I've used this card and try to utilize it to my advantage, the more I end up liking it, and I do feel like 2 copies of this card is actually really good. It's probably not going to be like a staple card for this deck, but it's definitely going to be like a spice card that, you know, if more people, if people really start to see it and utilize it, it could become more well known. I just feel like it's so under the radar right now. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm sorry it took so long to make this video. I wanted to shoot this like a week ago, but that did not get to happen. Life be life. Life get pretty busy. So go ahead and harpoon that like button, guys. It really helps out the channel. Go ahead and harpoon that subscribe button as well. Go ahead and comment any comments y'all have. Link in the description down below to the deck profile specifically for this deck. And I'll see y'all in the next video.